Hi, Yuki.
Hi. Yeah, hi.
Okay. How are you today?
Great.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Before we start the session, I'd like to tell you about the confidential of this session. Okay. The conversation between us, you and me, today. So it's gonna be between both of us. So, but if I sense there's abuse on any ways of abusement, I would have to break this confidentiality and to ask to tell the authority to do anything that is to save you and other people also. So maybe you can have a look first and have some.
Assignment?
Yeah. Do you have any more questions?
No.
No? Okay. That's good. Alright. So we move on to our session. Okay. Can I know your name and where you came from?
Okay, as you know, I'm Yunki.
Okay.
But some of them they call me Yuki because for them it's easier for them to remember my name because it sounds more Japanese, as they say. I am from Ipoh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm born in Ipoh, and I have been staying there for quite some time. It's been my home so far,
Mm-hmm.
and I've just transferred here since 2011 just to start my university life here.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that you are now in university?
Yeah, and my family members consist of 6.
Uh-huh.
I have 2 elder brothers and I have 1 younger sister.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the 3rd child in the family, and my parents are still here.
Mm-hmm.
They are still healthy. Then I am pretty much a happy child, I would say.
Okay. So how is your relationship with your family members?
So far, initially we were quite close to each other because we are staying together in April. But when I moved, I've transferred here to Petaling Jaya, and I felt that we are so distanced. We have been distanced for some reason. We rarely talk, especially when it comes to my parents and also with my younger sister as well.
Before that, can I know a bit about your father?
My father, he's a retiree. He's retired already. Then he was a businessman. He's pretty much quite simple-minded, I would say. He's a very humble person. He likes to talk to people, and pretty much the influencer to me. Yeah, he's a role model to me. But somehow, because of the generation gap, sometimes when it comes to doing stuff I would like to try on, he would say no. My parents are pretty much they are pretty much conservative. They do not like to try new stuff. Yeah.
So you said that your parents are conservative, and they usually say no to new things. So how would you confront with that?
I would sometimes, of course I would try to let them know that I would really want to try this, but when they of course they say no most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I would just do it by my own, and I didn't tell them. I don't tell them. That's my. Sometimes I feel really bad for not telling them. Yeah, I've already tried it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a rebellious child that I didn't tell them. Yeah, so that's basically how I confronted, and I didn't tell anybody when I really do it that time.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I have a group of friends, they do it together with me. That's what and then I would really feel like a group, like a community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So what I understand is when you do it in a group, you feel safer, and your parents will accept your what you're doing. Really?
Of course, I do it in a group. It's like I have confidence to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Towards what I'm doing, I'm not the only one who is doing this at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes me feel happier and also a little bit more confident. But I still don't tell my parents because I don't think they understand what it is all about, or what is it all about, what I am doing. And because they are so bounded with their conservative thoughts, I would rather keep it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you feel that when you keep it in yourself, you feel better, or you feel more stressed?
When I keep it to myself, I have two feelings towards that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, one part of it towards my parents and family, I would feel guilty,
Mm-hmm.
and also, of course, I will face the stress in it,
Mm-hmm.
but not letting them know.
Mm-hmm.
It feels that I am trying to commit a crime or something like that because I try to hide something. But on the other hand, I feel happy because I would have the chance and opportunity to try out something I really want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a compliment to myself, and also a sense of achievement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's more like a confusion towards my feelings. I mixed up like a sense of guilty and a sense of accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So I sense that you feel a lot of confusion, the feelings with your parents and yourself. Sometimes when you feel to yourself, you feel happy, and to your parents, you feel guilty and stressed.
Yeah.
So have you ever tried talk to them about this? Have you?
Well, when I've actually tried telling them in another way,
Mm-hmm.
which is still like I hint to them.
Okay.
I hint to them when I feel that it's the time,
Mm-hmm.
it's the right timing to confront. Then I will really confront. Yeah.
What was their reactions?
Actually, it's funny to say this. When I actually told them that I've done this already, they would be like, "Oh, yeah, I've already know that. I knew that, but I just kept quiet." Yeah, this is what they told me, and I was quite surprised that I didn't notice that they actually knew that. And I'm quite surprised that they are quite open-minded at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be happy to do so. Yeah.
So what I understand is your parents are actually open-minded and contradict your view that your parents is conservative. So why don't you try to open up yourself to them more frequently? What do you say?
I've tried, but In a way, they are still opening up their mind. So that's why not everything I do they would accept. But slowly, maybe it's because of the culture and also the generation itself is changing, and by that I think my parents are opening up their mind. But because they are brought up in a very distant kind of generations between me and my other siblings, they would still be skeptical on what this is about. Yeah, I will still try to choose the right timing to confront them. That's what I do.
Okay. So every time after you tell them, how do you feel?
Of course, I feel relieved. But when they are not, they didn't accept my point of view and they didn't accept what I do, I would try to find a way to cover the words out. So it's like how should I put it in a way? When they say when I tell them that I'm doing this for my own good, for my future, and then they will be like, it's just a gimmick from the society. You should be doing what I told you to do. So you should be a realistic person, rather than to dream big. Then I would just tell them. I would just explain to them that I am doing this. I'm doing this. I know this is the right decision I've made. But when it comes to further explanations, they will be like, yeah, don't say that, they are trying to blah 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 something. So I will be like, alright, okay, then fine, we stop it. Or stop it. So as time goes by, I will just neglect this type of topic, discussions and stuff like that. So avoidance, maybe I would put it in a way, avoid. Yeah.
So do you think that avoidance can okay. Do you think that avoidance can maintain your relationship or make it worse?
Avoidance, it is so, I'm so used to that since the day I was born. When I was in primary school, I am pretty much an introverted person. I kept everything to myself, and because I'm not born a pretty person. That I am pretty much a low esteem person when I was in primary school, and I felt comfortable doing so. So I'm so used to that. But when I've actually grown up and explored more, experienced more, I found out that this is not a healthy way. That's why I wanted to change. I've been changing quite a lot since then. But somehow, because it is like an inborn to me to keep everything to myself. So when avoidance and stuff like that, it's like so hard to get rid of me, get rid of from myself within me, and I would just trying to change this. Yeah.
Have you tried? How have you tried to change that?
When I was in primary school and secondary school, I rarely talked about what I wanted. I just stay like a good girl and be what they expected me to do. But when upon graduating secondary school, I actually tried a lot of stuff, and by the time they thought that I'm being rebellious, but I wanted to explore more, and then just being a normal kind of girl. And how did I change myself? It's just that I try to talk to people more. I try to meet more people, and I try to mix around with people who are in different age gap and stuff like that. Yeah.
So we have tried few things. Is that effective?
Well, indeed, it is effective. I would say I'm more confident now as compared to those days, because I was born in Ipoh, and I've been staying in the small town for quite some time, quite long, and those people in Ipoh are so skeptical. They are so conservative minded a lot of the times. So not everybody is understandable. So when I actually go to another place to explore, I find it I'm so much happier than just staying being a conservative person.
So you have talked lots about your avoidance and stuff. So have it the ways that you want to change from avoidance to something else. Have the avoidance actually really goes out from the way of your life, or is it still there? Is it still necessary for you to hold that?
Okay, well, I don't say it's necessary, but as what I've said, it's like an inborn within me. I am trying to get rid of it by step by step, slowly in the gradual process. So, well, I try to not avoid when it comes to challenges and also stuff when it comes to difficulties. Then I will just try out my courage and go for it. That's what I'm trying to do. And when it comes to, of course, fear is my biggest thing. Hardest thing to cope up with, and that's what I try to avoid. But I guess my friends, and also when I talk to my friends, I feel happier, and they would actually give me some opinions on that. So much so I don't accept it some of the times, but actually it helps me to confront myself and also give a time to confess what I would really want to do it, and how give me a better direction on what I want in the future.
I'm happy that you talk to other person about your problems and stress. So, okay, I would like to know what are you going to do with your parents' issue. Your issue with parents about the thing that you keep from them. What are you going to do in the future to create a better relationship?
Well, the relationship with them is now a lot better. It's improved. It has been improved because I found out that I have been telling them what I do most of the time. They are so happy that I actually never keep anything to myself. I actually talk to them, and the relationship is okay. It's better. It's better. And just that we are so distant we are so distant right now. But we rarely talk, but we communicate on the phone, also on Facebook and stuff like that. So just that, I miss them a lot, and I would really want to go back and talk to them more. Once I graduated.
You see that you talk to them through the phones, maybe through the internet, whatever. How frequent do you contact them?
How frequent? I am not the person who takes the initiative when it comes to calling people, calling my parents. But when it comes to that, but now I try to open up myself and to make the first step. Yeah, to make the first move to call them first. Most of the time they call me. Sometimes once a week. Sometimes they never even call me for once a week. So when I know that they didn't call me, I just give them a call to ask them how are you doing, how's your business so far, like that.
Your father doing business?
Oh, of course he's retired. And my parents, it's a small business, not to say a big business. So, but I would really want to know how are their business going. How do they make profits from that? Does the market is alright right now or not, like that?
So that's the topic that you usually talk with your parents.
I wouldn't know how to start off with a conversation when it comes to that. So I am pretty much concerned with their lifestyle. That's why this is part of their life for like businesses and also like that. And of course my parents' health is pretty much a big deal to me as well. So most of the time, because my father is a diabetic, so I would just ask them how's your blood sugar level going on. Is doctor saying that you have actually decreased the dosage of that, or have you increased the dosage of your medicine intake, stuff like that. So yeah, and then I will ask my mom, how are you doing? Are you still feeling so tired and lethargic most of the time, like that?
So I'm happy that you're concerned with the parents about their living, about their health and so forth. So before that, I sense that you have the feeling of ego in yourself, that you rebel to call them first and to start the conversation with them. So how do you think that would affect your relationship with your parents?
Well, I do know it's not a healthy thing. So of course I've told you that I've been opening up myself to make the first move.
Okay.
The first move to call them first. So because I think that I've been brought up in a Chinese culture kind of family background. So I would think that my concern is talking about how to respect them. So I would just remember when it comes to the Chinese culture, the children must be very, very respectful to them. So I would really want to initiate the conversation first. Yeah, to make the relationship better.
So you're saying that you're now better in starting the conversation, to call them first?
Yeah, I would say that. So. But still improving.
You're still improving. Oh, that's good. Okay, so far, what I understand from this session, I want to wrap up. You have some issues with your parents about yourself, that you are not open with your parents because of their culture, but you're still you're improving in telling them what's good. So yeah, that's good. So about the avoidance, you are also now getting better.
Yeah.
So that is good. So keeping in mind that you are now changing into better. So yeah, I think that's all. So thank you very much. So maybe we could see for the next session to see how do you feel, or maybe next week.
Okay.
Next week.
No problem.
We'll see next week. So how do you feel?
No
Okay.
problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hi. Seriously.